Why Earth? What you'd eat if you lived on Mars.
There it is, the mighty Mars bar in the blue wrapper, and of course you've got a 1 in 6 chance of getting a free Mars bar if you buy these ones. There you go, bloke in the front row, he gets one for free straight away. Welcome aboard to Andrew Wasty from Bayswater. He's a Kangaroo supporter and a primary school teacher.
Yes, at Vermont Primary School.
What grade are you teaching?
I've got the grade 5-6 composite there.
How are they going?
Oh, they keep me busy.
Good on you. Send a cheerio to them, they should be up at 11 o'clock at night.
No, go to bed, guys.
Okay.
Shouldn't be watching this.
Mate, you know the routine, $50. We've got to be off by 11:15 because the US Open's coming up to golf a little bit later on, so we're going to get right to it. Now we're going to make a round. You ready to go?
Let's go.
All right, we're only going to give you 1 minute tonight.
Whoa.
No, we're not. We're ready to go?
All right.
Here we go. 3 minutes and your time starts now. AFL chairman and former Essendon star Ron Evans, whose car was stolen last week, represented which state on 5 occasions during the 60s?
Western Australia.
Very good answer. That was a trick question. Correct. Former Swans midfielder Darren Creswell is on which club's coaching staff this season?
Geelong.
Correct. What relation is the Dons' Joel Reynolds to the late Essendon great Dick Reynolds?
Grandson.
Correct. Of the 5 players to top the 1,000 goals mark, which player took least games to get there?
Ablett.
Tony Lockett in 201. Who is this?
Paul Vanderhaar.
Correct. Which current league coach is nicknamed the Junkyard Dog?
Dean Laidley.
He's also known as the Bible. Correct. Geelong holds the record for the highest ever league score. At which ground did they break the record?
Carrara.
Correct. 37-17, 239. In what decade did the league introduce the interchange system?
70s.
They did, 1978. Alan Morrow was a champion ruckman with which club in the 60s?
St Kilda.
Correct. Who is this?
Adam Simpson.
Correct. Of last year's 3 Brownlow medalists, who is the oldest?
Nathan Buckley.
He is. He's 32 in July. Which current AFL coach is a pharmacist by profession?
John Westfold.
Correct. True or false? The last time Hawthorn finished on the bottom of the ladder was prior to the World War II.
False.
False. Correct. It was 1965. What was the nickname of former Essendon rover Darren Williams?
Daisy.
Daisy is correct. Question 15. You're 100%. Who is this?
Vin Catoggio.
The Cat, Vinny Catoggio. Question 16. Which of Brisbane's Scott brothers played 22 games with Hawthorn?
Brad.
Brad is correct. Heading for a perfect score. Which current AFL skipper played only 1 game this season before being struck down by a knee injury? Which current AFL skipper played 1 game? I'm sorry?
Kurt Peters.
No, Matthew Primus was the answer there. Bad luck, we're going to give you bonus money. No, we weren't, but anyway. Goal-kicking great Peter McKenna ended his league career with which club, tragically?
Carlton.
Carlton is correct. Barry Cable's son Shane played only 1 game of league football. With which club did he play that game?
West Coast Eagles.
West Coast Eagles, and now, of course, running West Side Football. Photo question, and the last question of the night. Who is he?
Clint Bizzle.
Clint Bizzle is correct. Well done, $900. Well done, Andrew. Thank you. Fantastic. $900. What we'll do is we'll do it in order this week. I'll do it. How much are you going to bet up?
Go the lot.
Betting up to $900. It's now time for Sam's super question for Mars.
Now, you can either have a choice of wooden spooners, the 50s, spelling bee, 300-game club, legends of the game, nicknames, or you can tell me what this means. This is carrots from Glen Manton. First floor, stomach and gastric juices. Second floor, throat. Hello, Adam's apple. Third floor, mouth and acidic wash for the furry tongue. Ding, ding. If you can tell me what that means, you win. If not, pick one from here.
I'd want more than that for understanding what that's about.
Right, which
so I'll
one?
go to nicknames.
Nicknames. God, I can't even read it. Where
Down
is
the
it?
bottom.
Down the bottom.
Thank you very much.
Down the bottom, Blindy.
What is Sam Newman's nickname? No, this long-kicking Carlton defender of the 90s and early part of this decade was simply known as Woof. Who is it?
Long-kicking Carlton.
Long-kicking Carlton defender of the 90s and early part of this decade. That'd be the year 2000. Was simply known as Woof. When he got the ball, he used to go, everyone would go, Woof.
Oh, Ange Christie.
Well, that's correct.
$1,800. You've gone there for a minute. You've gone there
I
for a
was
minute.
thinking Val Perovic, but that was in the 90s. So,
Yeah, in the 80s.
Nearly stumbled, but that's
Big
great.
Val. Big Val. There you go. Well, well done, mate. You've cleaned up $1,800. I'm sure we'll see you back. We'll see you again some other time.
Oh,
In the meantime, last week's home viewer was Darren Ray from Queensland. He won $500. He said that 1995 was the year that Jason Ackermanis made his debut for Brisbane. Here's this week's question. Who is second behind Nigel Smart for the most games played for Adelaide? Who's second behind Nigel Smart for the most games played for Adelaide? If you know, register as a contestant, leave your name, address and phone number along with the answer to that question on 198255.
Lived on Mars.
Yes, indeed. We're into the finals of Marstermind. 1 in 6 of these ones with the blue free. So there you go. Lady in the front row gets the free one. Congratulations. There you go. Easily pleased there. The Mars Bar. Congratulations and welcome tonight to Andre Wasty from Bayswater. And Andre, you...
Andrew.
Andrew, I'm sorry. You've
That's
got Andre
right.
there. Or Andrew. There you go. Correct.
Whatever. Yeah.
Correct. There's the first prize.
Beauty.
Mate, congratulations because you won $1,800.
That's right.
And the last 5 through here, the top 2 will go through to the grand final on our grand final show. And remembering that Peter Morrell, who got the perfect score of 2,000, will go through in case of a draw. If he's the equal second best, he'll go through that because he's the #1 seed. However, you go through if you're the #1, okay?
Right.
You know the routine, you know how to play. You ready to go?
Certainly.
3 minutes on the clock and your time starts now. Who was the last side to win the premiership after failing to finish the season in the top 4?
Adelaide.
Correct, in 98, they finished 5th. Which current Sydney player was a member of the 94 West Coast Eagles premiership side?
Jason Ball.
Correct. Brian Quirk played 167 games for which club in the 60s and 70s?
Carlton.
Correct. Which Roo won the Norm Smith Medal in 1999?
Shannon Grant.
Correct. Who's this?
Chris Johnson.
Correct. Who wears number 17 for the Sydney Swans?
Ty Kennelly.
Correct. In 1936, Dinny Ryan won the Brownlow Medal whilst playing for which club?
Fitzroy.
Correct. Young gun Aaron Davey played with which VFL side last year?
Port Melbourne.
Correct. True or false? In the last 4 years, no league final has been decided by a goal or less.
Pass.
Photo question. Who is this?
James Bartell.
Correct. Matthew Ferguson is a young defender on which club's list this season?
St Kilda.
Correct. Former league rover Brad Gotch is on which club's coaching staff this season?
Collingwood.
Correct. Lance Piccioni played for which league club prior to joining the Hawks?
Adelaide.
Correct. Which Geelong defender played 172 games for the club without kicking a single goal?
Who was that? Malarkey.
Correct. Gary Malarkey. Photo question. Who's this?
Greg Stafford.
Correct. Blonde bombshell Michael Roberts played league football for St Kilda and 2 other clubs. Name one of them.
Richmond.
And Fitzroy. Which Demon kicked 10 goals in a 1994 semi-final?
Gary Lyon.
Correct, against Footscray. In what decade did the league introduce the extra time rule for the drawn finals?
The 90s.
Correct, 1991. Both Simon Garlick and Matthew Croft play their final match for the Bulldogs on the weekend. Which of the 2 has played more league games?
Croft.
Croft, correct, 186 to 180. Who is this?
Simmons.
Incorrect, Graham Polak. One question to come back to, 53 seconds. True or false? In the last 4 years, no league final has been decided by a goal or less.
2002. That is true.
That is false.
Oh.
There's only been one in 2001, the second semi-final, when Hawthorn defeated Port by 3 points. $900! Time for Sam's super question. And Andrew,
Andre, well done.
Andrew,
well done. I knew it was Andrew. And now, what are you doing? Doubling up?
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yeah.
Father and son, thank God you missed someone. We hate a smart-ass, mate. Father and son, nicknames, the 50, spelling bee, the 300 games, 300, and the draft.
Oh, I'll go for the 300 game.
Righto, mate, it's me. I bet the answer is. No, it won't be.
this is the final, Sam. They're not going to round.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ed. I beg your pardon.
Serious?
Been dressed down by the boss. Who is the only non-Victorian-born footballer, the non-Victorian-born footballer to have played over 350 games of league football? Non-Victorian-born.
Craig Bradley.
Correct.
Thank you very much. Well done. Well done, Andrew.
Well, I've been shaking your hand.
Well done, Andrew. Well played. Well done. 1800. Give yourself a big chance of getting through to the final, and 20 grand, of course, thanks to Mars on grand final night on the Footy Show. Home viewer last week, Darren Ray from Ashgrove in Queensland answered 4. And the question was, how many best and fairest did Terry Wallace win in his career? The answer was 4, 2 with Hawthorn, 2 with the Bulldogs. This week's question, what year, did Aussie Jones win All-Australian selection? What year Aussie Jones All-Australian selection? To register to be a home viewer for the competition, leave your name, address and phone number, along with the answer to the question. Of course, we're not taking any more contestants on 1902 553 119 or 188 1119 on the SMS. You've got till midnight on Friday to win the money as the home viewer. Andrew, $1,800. You've done it again. You missed the consistency. We might see you in the finals.
Hope so.
We'll come back and wrap up after this on the Footy Show. As we decide who is the mastermind for 2004, like at the front row gets the Mars bar. Before we do, let's pay tribute and welcome tonight Australia's #1 women tennis player, number 18 in the world at the moment. Alicia Molik is with us tonight. G'day, Alicia. Take up and stand and take a bow. Alicia Molik with us on Grand Final Footy Show night. She'll be dominating at the Australian Open right here at Ron Laver Arena in January. Good luck. All right, Sam, here we go. Our 2 finalists tonight. Patrick Galante, who's a 37-year-old primary school teacher from Frankston. He supports Richmond and he won $3,600. And Andrew Wasty, who's a 31-year-old primary school teacher from Bayswater. Good to see the teachers are really looking after the curriculum these days, Sam. He supports the Kangaroos. He also won $3,600. Sam.
Okay, now this is to see who gets the pick of the envelopes. Heads you, tails you, right? Okay. Heads or tails? It's tails. That's
So
you.
You decide whether you want to go first or second, Andrew.
I'll go first.
You're going to be first man up? Okay,
Yep.
all right, you get that. Now, Patrick, you're going to be second up. You get to pick A or B.
Is this for me?
Yep.
Yes.
I'll have A, Andrew can have B.
Okay.
Fine.
Up you come, Andrew. You've got ticket number. You hold them
Right,
there,
I'll
Sam.
hold
You can
those,
Be my
Ed.
barrel girl if you
I'll
can,
stand
Sam.
back here.
Okay, here we go. Get ready. Andrew, good luck. You know the routine. You've got 3 minutes to win $20,000 cash thanks to Mars. Here we go. 3 minutes and your time starts now. Former Eagle Michael Colliker started his league career with which club?
Hawthorn.
Correct. How many goals did Fraser Gehry kick this season, including finals?
103.
Correct. Joel Bowden's brother played for the Bulldogs this season. What is his first name?
Patrick.
Correct. Which Hawk topped the league goal kicking between 63 and 65?
John Peck.
Correct. Who is this?
Anthony Stevens.
Correct. Who won Carlton's Best and Fairest award this year?
David Teague.
Correct. Glenn Jakovich played his last game of league football in round 8 this year against which club?
Swans.
Correct. Nicky Winmar ended his league career with which club?
Western Bulldogs.
Correct. What is the name of the oval used by Port Adelaide as their official training venue?
Alberton.
Correct. Who is this?
James Riley.
Correct. What was the nickname of former Geelong Rover Neil Tressars?
Nipper.
Correct. True or false? Port Adelaide and Brisbane have never met in a game that has resulted in a draw.
They have done it, yes.
So what's that, true or false?
So it's, I'd say the question again.
You got it right, false. They
Okay.
have 2 draws. In what decade was the first ever Friday night game played for premiership points?
In the 80s.
That's right, 1983. Who wore jumper number 3 for Melbourne this season?
Clint Bizzle.
Correct. Who is this?
Dean Rioli.
Correct. Who was named as Essendon's only All-Australian representative this year?
Pass.
How many times has Brisbane players won the Norm Smith medal?
Sean Hart. Black, so 2, twice.
That's right, Hart and Black.
Yeah.
Andrew Jukovic played league football with which 2 clubs?
Which 2 clubs?
2 clubs. Which 2?
Geelong.
Incorrect. Collingwood and Essendon. Which of these Brisbane players did not play with Fitzroy in their last game of league football? Chris Johnson, Alistair Lynch or Martin Pike?
Alistair Lynch.
Correct. Photo question, who is this?
Darren Jolly.
Correct. You've got 1 question and a minute 2 to think about it. Who was named as Essendon's only All-Australian representative this year?
Adam McPhee.
Correct. 19 out of 20. Right on, Andrew. Over you go. All right, Patrick. We have got provision for a tie, by the way. In fact, we've got provision to do this right up till the Today Show if we have to. In other words, we might have to hit up Mars for another $20,000. All right, here's all the questions. 3 minutes, Patrick. You know the routine from here. 19 to beat, 19 to equal, 20 will win you $20,000 cash. Good luck, your 3 minutes starts now. Who was the only Bulldog to gain All-Australian selection this year?
Scott West.
Correct. Which of these Lions has not played in 3 premiership sides? Brad Scott, Mel Michael or Luke Power?
Brad Scott.
Correct. Which 2 league clubs did Paul Hawke play for in the 80s?
Collingwood and Sydney.
Correct. Fitzroy's last game of league football was played against which club?